Hey everyone, welcome back. So every year, women from the New York City area unions, social justice, and community organizations gather together for International Women's Month and the red carpet for social justice. This year, the event will be virtual and it will honor the women that serve on the front lines during the pandemic. Joining us to tell us more, please welcome the officers for the Red Carpet for Social Justice Coalition, NYSNA, which stands for New York State Nurses Association, Director of Cultural Affairs, Minerva Solla, and LRA Consulting President, Jeannine Rudolph. Hello, ladies, and welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you for being here with us. And I'm so excited to share with our viewers that there's going to be a red carpet for social justice this year.
Well, we're very excited that we're having it this year and that you are our MC.
Oh, yes, I didn't mention that aspect of it. I'm excited to be the MC as well. But, you know, let's just introduce the actual event to everyone, but beginning with both of you, right? So you both serve as officers on this, as part of this coalition. And there are a lot of unions involved. So I think too many for us to even mention. I mean, feel free to try if you can remember them all. But just share with everyone why it is that both of you have committed yourselves to making sure that this happens annually.
Well, I would go ahead, Minerva, you start.
So originally, we formed this for women to come together every year to celebrate themselves and celebrate International Women's Day. And we had an opportunity to bring people together and unite a lot of different sisters from different backgrounds and different cultures. And you're absolutely right. There's many unions that are part of the red carpet for social justice. And also we have different community organizations that has also joined the red carpet. And just recently we had a couple of power people, elected officials also join the red carpet.
And so Jeannine, that leads me into you. I guess you can take us through a little trip on your involvement and where we are now.
It originally started as an 1199 event, probably about 2 decades ago. And then I think it was in 2015, Minerva, after she retired from 1199 as the vice president in the organizing department and went over to NYSNA, she decided that the red carpet itself should be more inclusive. And she invited NYSNA, and then we decided, she and I started working on this together probably about 10 years ago. When I was 1199 was a client of mine, and I met Minerva in the late 1990s when she was organizing the Mid-Hudson Valley. She was organizing hospitals and nursing homes there. And I was working as a consultant to the union doing research and communication support for the organizing department. And we worked together a lot, but then we developed a friendship and we started doing this red carpet, which is like strictly a non-business thing. It's a volunteer thing. And so after 2015, when she left 1199, we started inviting other unions, and we're at the point now where we have over 30 organizations in the last 5 years that we've pulled together, and many unions, many community groups, many social justice organizations, and it's become a really nice group of people that meet monthly, and we just celebrate each other and have developed a really nice relationship and a nice way to kind of bring our sisters, and we're always thinking of how to expand it.
It's so beautiful and so colorful and so honorable, you know. I mean, obviously the event celebrates the International Women's Month, but it's also celebrating the International Women of New York. And,
right.
And not only the International Women of New York, but the women that have served on the front lines and have served as essential workers. And,
right.
and this event is going to conclude Women's History Month. It's a beautiful culmination of honoring unity, which is what you ladies have accomplished. And it is my absolute honor to even be the face of just threading the whole thing together. Really, I'm so excited about it, and I hope our viewers are getting excited about being at least being able to watch it, right? But what do you, and Minerva, if you could answer this, what do you really hope that people will take away from this now that you have executed this on a virtual level where it's now open to a mass amount of people versus it being an exclusive event?
So what I see with the next steps and my hope, and I am absolutely sure that it will happen, is that from this experience with the Women's Coalition coming together for the red carpet for justice, is that women working together, and that there is hope that when women get together, we know, we have seen it, how women lead in our state, in our country, and different parts of the world, that here in New York, that women, this is a pathway for women walking the red carpet with their rhythms and their moves and their different cultures, and that alone brings women together, and they're introducing all of their justice issues, that is all of our issues. So coming together after this, that we continue working together, moving together, and having that CSEP with their attitude that we women here in New York State were leading the way.
Yes, and that's a wonderful segue into just, do you think it's going to really take us women to be at the forefront of eliminating racial hate crimes? Because, you know, we're dealing with this on a really amplified level. For whatever reason, the pandemic has brought it out on an entire different, you know, level. And so what I've noticed, even participating in your event, is that for women, none of that matters. None of it really matters. What matters is that we understand each other as women, right? Coming from our, whatever, our ancestry or our cultural backgrounds. Mm-hmm. But there's this commonality that just, it's just always there at the forefront when exchanging. So do you want to answer that, Jeannine?
Well, I think that one of the benefits, or one of the advantages of our group, is that we do have so many different women of so many different backgrounds that have come together. And, you know, the red carpet, we failed to mention, is actually a celebration of women's ethnic and cultural heritage, as well as like historic figures that women may have been inspired by, and they actually represent either their heritage or these women on the red carpet. And that we have all of these social justice issues that people are trying to bring attention to, like domestic violence, ending domestic violence, you know, healthcare for all, voting rights, all of these things that we can find commonalities among ourselves, so that when you can focus on things that people have in common, it's easy to forget the differences that are among us, and we can work together towards these common goals, these common social justice issues. And I think that if we can keep the focus on the high ground like that, it keeps people from slipping into the low ground of things like racial differences and so forth like that.
Yeah, it is. And so before we go, it's that was really well said. I just really quickly, I want to know how confident you feel about, because I know that you have a petition that's been going out for quite some time now in actually making International Women's Day a New York State holiday. So how confident do you feel about where you are? How many signatures have you received? And just let everybody know where they can go and sign this petition.
I think that we've been collecting signature petitions for well over a year. We have over 3,000 at this point. It's been not as, we haven't gathered as many as we want, because we've been trying to collect petitions in the COVID period. So it's been hard to be out there in person. And New York State just passed the Juneteenth holiday. So, you know, we don't foresee that the state, we were kind of had a setback thinking, oh, well, the state's not going to move forward. But at the same time, COVID has given us extra impetus to push this idea, because so many of those frontline workers and the women have been women, and women have really felt the impact of COVID more than anyone else, because we've either lost our jobs because of business shutdowns, or we've left the workforce because of having to take care of children at home with the schools closed. And women are the overwhelming majority of healthcare workers. And so I think that this has given us an extra impetus to kind of push this forward, because this has given us a reason to kind of say, hey, it's important that we stop and we recognize these women, and we don't forget the sacrifices that were made during this COVID-19 period. And Minerva can probably add something to that.
Really quickly, because we're out of time.
Okay. So just an ending, you know, we're not competing on the red carpet. This is a fun way to let all the stress out that we have as women at our jobs, and just all the issues that we deal with. So this red carpet is fun. We're also very disciplined. So when we want to get things done, after we do this red carpet, it's a major production, we get it done. So I am very confident that we will get this legislation for International Women's Day here in New York State for March 8th.
I'm confident with you, ladies.
Yes. No, I think it'll happen. You know, it's a long process, the legislative process. So we're on our way.
Well, we're kicking it off. Just so you guys know, thank you, Minerva. Thank you, Jeannine. At the 2021 virtual red carpet for social justice that's taking place on Wednesday, March 31st at 6 p.m. on M&M Culture Channel, Files 36, RCN 85, Spectrum 1993, and BxRx Channel Optimum 68. And it's also on Brick, but you can also watch it on social media on FB at Red Carpet Coalition. All right, don't go anywhere. We've got more arts when we return.